Alright, here we are. Welcome to Fretboard Review. A little bit different here, we're not reviewing anything per se. I want to do a video for you guys, for the people that have the Fender Mustang LT25 sort of modeling amp. There's a bunch of videos that shows you every single preset that's already on the amp, but not a lot of people share the ones that they create. And that's kind of the funnest part of this amp is, you know, all the presets you can come up with yourself and make them exactly what you want and do cool stuff with it. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going to share some of the ones I've come up with that I think are pretty cool. And so this first one I want to do, I'm going to show you one I call, on my amp I have it named, Can Fuzz Be Clean? And the sort of thing behind that is if you know about like a fuzz face, fuzz pedal, if you dime it all the way up, you can use just the volume knob on your guitar, turn it way down, and you can get a nice clean sound out of fuzz. And on the LT25 they have small fuzz and big fuzz settings on there, I think it's called. And I don't remember which one's which. I think small fuzz is probably the one. But one of them does the thing where it actually cleans up like a fuzz face would. So I made a nice cool sounding preset for that, and I'm going to show you how it works and show you what I made for it. As always, you can change them. Every guitar is going to sound different and stuff. You're going to have different stuff. Tends to go better with single coils. That's why I'm using this for what I'm going to do. So, but I actually have my my Flying V I just got with humbuckers, and it sounds really good with it too. So it'll clean up also. But generally speaking, you want single coils. At the end of this, after this, I'm going to show you on there exactly how I made the settings. I'm going to show you what the settings are. You can plug it in from those numbers. I'm going to show you on the camera. And then after that, I'm going to add some sound samples. If I do it live in here, I'm recording this off my phone, or even if I did it from my computer, it wouldn't sound good. So the double bonus is I'm going to add some sound samples at the end so you can hear what the settings sound like. And even cooler than that, I'll be recording it with the amp, because the amp can do that. No interface needed. Amp plugs right into the computer. Boom, you can record with it. So it'll actually show you what that's like also. I do have a video on how to set up your amp on the computer, where you can go look for that setting and change everything to where it'll show up in your recording stuff. I use Audacity. I have a video about it. It has like 2,000 views on it, so it's helping. I've had to go rewatch it myself a couple times. I forget, and I'm like, gotta go watch my own video. So it helps me as well as a bunch of other people. But I'll put that in the description, so you can go check that out if you need it. But once you get there, once you are able to record with the amp straight in the computer, you can try these settings out again, man. Do them yourself, maybe. I'll show you how I got mine. You can sweeten the deal from there and see what it sounds like for you. For my sound settings on this one, a bunch of my guitars work for it, but I'm just going to run with one. From there you can get the idea and use it yourself. I'm using my Squier 40th anniversary Sonic Blue Strat. This has Alnicos in it, so the pickups are a little different than some others, but it sounds really sweet. I'm going to do 3 different things. First I'm going to show you how to make it, but the 3 set of sound samples I'm going to show at the end. One is going to be, you basically turn your volume all the way to 0, and you slowly just turn it up to where you're starting to hear it again, and right there you'll get some really sweet clean tones. That's on the neck. The second one I'm going to show you is on the bridge. You throw it in bridge pickup, and you get your volume about halfway. Again, it's so weird with the guitar volume to know what number's what. I guess the first one is probably like 2 or 3. The bridge on like halfway, 4, 5, 6, whatever. You get like a nice overdrive almost. And then of course you can crank it all the way to 10 and put it either way and get full on fuzzed up. So that's what the setting does for you. I'm going to show you how to make it. And then at the end, I'm going to include 3 sound samples so you see what it sounds like. And please subscribe, because I'm going to try to do more of these and share some more settings that I've come up with. And, you know, again, share some of yours, maybe in the comments or something if you think. Or if you do something to this one that I'm showing you and you want to change it up a little bit. Tell me what you did. Maybe you can make it sound better than I did. I'm sure you could. So, just my ideas. So there you go. So let's go on over to the amp right now and I'll show you how to make it. Part 2. Here we go. This is how to create the setting. As you see, I named it Can Fuzz Be Clean? Because it was what I was asking myself at the time, and I never renamed it. You can call it whatever you want. Alright. So this is number 60. So if we click on it, on the big button there, this is how to get in there. I have the amp as the amplifier Princeton. We click on that. As you can see, gain is at 4. Volume is at 6.6. You can just round that off to 6.5 if you want. Treble 6.0. Middle 3.9. Just go to 4. Bass you can't really see, but it's at 5.5. If I raised it anymore, the little light coming off of it's so bright, you can't see it. Anyway, in my screen. So I'm just going to tell you that that's 5.5 on the bass. Again, do as you please there. But that's how I made it. Stomp. That's our fuzz. It's exactly what a fuzz face is like. The level is on 10, gains on 10, crank everything normal. Crank everything up, variations on normal. So there you go. I have nothing in modulation. Delay and reverb is probably up to you. I like a little bit of both. The way I set my stuff up, and this is another cool thing I can maybe pass on to you. My delays, I like to keep the level real low. Mine's at 2.5, times at 400, feedback and tones at 5.5 in the middle probably. I like to keep my delay low. Because what it does is it doesn't really give you repeats unless you dig in with the pick. So that's what I call dynamic delay. I actually have a setting based on that. I'll show you that sometime if y'all comment that you want to see that one. But I set my delays like that because what it does is the delay just kind of stays out the way. It doesn't really have those upfront repeats. It just kind of hangs out in the back. And what it does is it kind of works well with your reverb, which I put on a large hall to make it nice and sweet sounding. 7.5. I have it pretty high. 7.7. You can turn that down or whatever. 7.5 if you want to round it up. I have all these weird numbers. I should have done that. They probably how they already were, to be honest. Decay is at 6.4. You could put it at 6.5. And tone is at 8.5. 8.4. Whatever you want to do there. What that does is the delay and the reverb, if you're just kind of picking regular or a little light, they kind of work together. It's just a nice echoey sound. And if you really dig in, then you get those repeats. So that's kind of how I like to do my stuff. Anyway, that doesn't matter. The numbers right there is what you would set this as. Save all that as whatever you want to save it as. And that's how you make the setting. And it'll give you that nice, really good for a single coil type thing to get that nice cleaned up fuzz. The next thing I'm going to do is show you what they sound like.